Well, howdy ho, 2P Race fans. In the garage late tonight. Not getting much done tonight on the car. It's Monday though. I gotta get going on it. But Monday, let's see here what happened today. My son had his last golf meet in golf at the school. Golf meet, yeah. I am getting oil changed. It was definitely due. As a matter of fact, probably a little overdue, but that's okay. We're getting her changed out. I use Schaefer's oil. Pretty good reviews on it. Of course, you know, every oil company has their own demonstration and this and that. But I watched these folks pull grease and oil right out of a box that was wasn't on display. It was actually for sale, and I watched them do the test right there live in front of me, and I will say I was impressed. That's why I use this stuff. Plus, I have seen some bearings come out of motors getting ready to get refreshed after a whole year's worth of racing, and not these kind of cars. I'm talking about like super late models, and their bearings look brand new. So, you know, they're a lot harder on an engine than what I am. So I figured if it's good enough for them, and if they're trusting it in a $35,000-$40,000 engine, well, I can trust it in my little old engine. So there we go. That's why I use this stuff. It's expensive though, but I do have a sponsor, Hancock Automotive. It's in Frankfort, Indiana. Super good dude. He'll do you right. If anybody is listening to this and watching, and if you're around Frankfort area, Frankfort, Indiana, or even, it would pay if you was within a 50-mile radius of Frankfort, for you to go to him. Just my opinion. Even before he was a sponsor of mine, I took my stuff to him. Honest to a T. He ain't gonna lie about nothing. If you don't need a service, he'll tell you. If you do need a service, he'll tell you. So this oil is green. Kind of cool. I don't know. Green oil. Most of it's brown, you know. But the engine takes 7 quarts plus 1 in the oil filter, so 8 quarts altogether. So 2 gallons of oil in this car. So that's why it's not cheap. Plus it's, you know, like I said, he sponsors me, so he gives me a little bit of a discount on oil. I'm working on becoming my own distributor for Schaefer's. So if I can get that done, that'd be cool. And that way I could sell it to him because he does use it. He has a couple other people that go to him to buy it, besides me. And well, if I become a distributor, then I won't be buying it from him anymore. Huh. But this is going to be a little bit of an ongoing video. So I've already got both front tires off. I've got to change those out to DOT tires for Indianapolis this Friday, coming Friday. I got to make sure I got them on the right rims, the offsets. Let's see here. Then I got to take my weight jacks out up front because they're illegal for this class. And I got to put my spring buckets in that I bought. I got new spring buckets for the front. So we're going to put those in. We are taking the upper ball joints out of the front because I have to take them out to lower everything to be able to get the springs out. And I'm also going to, while I got the springs out, I've seen the driver's side spring, what weight I have in it. I'm going to see what I have in the passenger side. And I'm also going to measure them. I'm going to see if they have lost any of their height. Because if they have, and if they're more than a ½ inch off, I was told, then that means that the spring is no good. It's lost. It's not what it's supposed to be. It's lost its stiffness. So I will be checking that out, measure them both, and if they are bad, then I probably will have to use these again this week. But I can order some new ones. I don't know if we're going to keep the spring. If I do order new ones, I don't know if I'll keep the spring weights up front or not. I have to check with a couple people. The tracks that this car was built for is a little different than the Indiana tracks. I will say that. So I might go with a little bit lighter spring. A little bit lighter springs up front, but I don't know. And if I have time, I would like to pull. I like to pull the radiator. I like to pull the radiator and drain it. Number one, and number two, I like to wash it out with the hose. Get all the dirt and debris out of the little fins, because that does cause heat to heat. It's almost like a heat sink, so it'll cause it to run a little bit warmer than what it's supposed to. And so far, even after a 25 lap feature, it was only 190. So I don't really want to. I don't want to push it. I mean, it's easy to do maintenance. It's easy to do maintenance. And if it's going to keep the car cool. Now I take all my oil a lot of people just put it in there, and when it's almost empty, I drain it back into another empty quart, because I usually get, a quarter of a quart or so more oil out of all the other containers. Just let them sit there, drain for, just a couple minutes. I don't want to be short on oil. Okay. Okay, so I've already changed the oil filter. I've drained the oil, obviously, since it just added oil. So that's all good to go. I'll put that back on there. Let's see here. So I need to change the tires. I need to readjust my ride heights. Because the DOT tires are taller. They're taller than the Hoosiers. So I will need to adjust the ride heights just a little bit. Another thing, can't get that clamp to go on. I will get it after. Another thing I want to do is, while I have all the tires off, I'm going to do a nut bolt check on everything that I can see. I'm going to lube the whole chassis up underneath. While I have the upper ball joints out, I'll probably go ahead, because you could split them apart and take them apart. I'll probably go ahead and take them apart, clean them, get new oil or grease in them. So I got to take the weight jacks out. That's the piece of all thread that goes through the frame, and it almost kind of looks just like this piece here to there, and that pushes down on the spring or takes it up, and that's what adjusts your spring load, your ride heights, all kinds of stuff. So I have to put these in. These are legal and those are not. These, so you put them up in there, spring goes on here. These are adjustable too. So I could do the exact same thing with these that I can those, and I don't know why they just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. What it does is it makes it harder to make an adjustment, but most people don't know. I've set these and I've never changed them. I have changed back, and those are illegal. So, you know, those are okay, but I got to change them out because people crying. So I don't see an advantage or a disadvantage besides, yeah, you can do, you can adjust them while on the go, basically. You don't have to jack the car up and this and that and take the pressure off. It is a lot easier. Okay. Oil's changed, so I can mark that off the list. It's getting late, so I'm going to have to get a shower and get ready for work. If the front end's the most important to be able to run this weekend, so that's what I'm focused on. I focus on changing the oil, and which is done. Getting the tires changed out, which won't take too long. I got to change these front weight jacks out. That's probably going to take the longest. And then reset the ride heights up front. And then put it back on the scale. I did add a little bit of weight to the back again before last Saturday. So we're going to put it on the scale and see what the percentages are. But besides that, let's see here. Let's see if we can get, there's my oil. Black, black, black. But that's okay. That's part of it. It does get dirty. We spin these engines pretty fast on high RPMs. So, yeah. So speaking of ball joints, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this guy right here. I have to take it away from the spindle here, and that way I can pull that up, drop this down, and it'll let this go free, which that spring there, I got to take it out in order to take this out, and that is where, this is my weight jack right there. So I got to take that out. And then I'm going to, like I said, lube the whole front end. I'm going to check over all my bolts that I can get to, make sure they're all tight. I got to lube. I want to lube the drive shaft. I've got to get probably 10 gallons of fuel for this weekend. Not a whole lot, but something. Another thing I got to do. Here I'm walking around the car. I've got to clean the car out. Let's see if I can get. Look at all that dirt. So I got to clean the car out. Probably wipe down my dash, get it all cleaned up. But there's a whole bunch more dirt on the passenger side. So I got to get the shop vac out, get that all cleaned up. And then I've also got to mount a few tires. The DOT tires. I got a few new ones. That's on the Iowa car. These are new. All four of them are new. I think all four of them are new. And then I've got one new one over here. So I think I've only got to mount one or two. So that's not too bad. But all right, folks, I'm going to cut her off now, and then we'll get back to it tomorrow. So I'll see you then. You guys have a good night.